What's up, YouTubers? It's me again, Brian, aka Gamer 55551, and I am back with a my 2 cent Switch video. My 2 cent video Switch/gaming video, where I take a look at some of the stories that came out this week that caught my attention and give my thoughts about it. And before we do that, I just want to wish everyone Happy New Year, to be exact. Hopefully 2018 turns out to be a good year for everyone. But overall, Happy New Year's to everyone out there, especially to my viewers and subscribers as well. So why don't we get started with 3 stories that came out this week. We'll start with the first one, and this one has to do with basically Amazon posting putting out placeholders for supposedly unannounced Switch games that could be revealed for the Nintendo Direct, assuming the rumors of Direct happening are true, either on the 10th or 11th. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week if that rumor is true. But according to the article from comicbook.com, again, links are in the description though, it points out, and this was posted on December 31st, 2017, on New Year's Eve. It posted, quote, "This morning it was noticeable that over a dozen Nintendo Switch games placeholders flooded onto Amazon, though, with varied, pardon me if I'm saying that name wrong, pricing point ranging from $59.99, $60, to $99.99, $100. There are no titles given to any of these products, which appears out in the thin air, it seems. This has everyone really excited about Nintendo, about January's Nintendo Direct, though. Basically, it was pointed out that, according to it showed off the logo, and it said, quote, "Just announced at the Nintendo Switch event, box art coming soon." Now, it's worth pointing out that supposedly some of these things were taken down recently, though. I tried clicking on one of them, and it turns out to be that page doesn't exist anymore. So it's obviously either this is a case of Amazon kind of screwing up, like these don't happening, or they kind of jumped the gun here. Personally, though, as far as what these could be, though, there could be many speculations, though. While some of these could be Switch titles, some of them could be 3DS titles. It's possible that if this rumor Direct happens, we could hear some stuff for the Nintendo 3DS, at least maybe for this year or so on, though. But I'm leaning towards the possibility it's probably be more Switch specific, though. As far as some of these price holders, there have been reports ranging from like I said, $59.99, $79.99 to $99.99. The the $99.99 one, the $100 one, is kind of interesting. While that could be just simply nothing more than a placeholder, there's also the possibility, and I'm not saying this is confirmed or anything, I'm just speculating on this though, it's possible that could be, say, the Bayonetta 2 Climax Edition, which, if that's true, then it is possible we could hear an announcement about that at the Direct, at the rumored January Direct, though. There's also a rumor going around that Bayonetta 3 could be released this summer as well, although nothing official has been made about that. So as far as all these goes, as far as the rest, it could be up into the air of what these could be. These could be games that they will announce at the January Direct. The rest of them could be that. Some of these could be announcements like when they make Direct of what games will be released a little bit later down the road. But in either case, though, we'll have to wait and see what happens next week in terms of regarding that Direct, if any of these games do pop up on the Amazon listing, though. Again, it's possible Amazon could have screwed up, though, but it's also possible they could have jumped the gun too early and Nintendo told them to take it down or anything. Again, just speculation to be exact. But either way, it is kind of interesting, and I will say that while it's not official, it does give the impression, though, that rumor Direct for January is coming, though. It does give that impression. But if the rumors of it coming out either on January 10th and 11th are true, we'll have to wait and see. So we'll have to wait next week to find out 100% for certain if that Direct happens or not. Okay, we're going to take a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about some of the rumors that have been going around for the possibility of what we could see in the Nintendo January Direct. Again, this is all rumors, nothing official, including two interesting ones that just recently popped up this week. So we'll take a bit of a break and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with part 2 of our video for this week. And for this one, as I mentioned earlier, there were basically, there's rumors going around about the Nintendo Direct that could happen on the 10th or the 11th. Whether that's true or not, we'll have to wait next week. But that hasn't stopped a couple of rumors that have started to pop up of what we could see at the Nintendo Direct, assuming if any of those placeholders that I mentioned in the last part, in the part 1, it turned out to be true. So the latest one has popped out with two interesting rumors. The first one has to do with SNK. For those who are familiar with it, up to this point, SNK has released, for the most part, a lot of their arcade games on the Nintendo Switch, courtesy of Hamster. They have released, games like Metal Slug 1, 2, X, and 3, still waiting for 4, 5, and 6 to be exact. Top Hunter, a lot of the King of Fighter games have come to the Nintendo Switch as well. So SNK has supported the Switch though, but it's via their old games though, and this is probably the closest thing we got to a virtual console at this moment though. But apparently it appears as though SNK could, and I mean could, I'm not saying it's official, but they could be working on a whole new game for the Nintendo Switch though. According to a post on Nintendo Life, though, again, links are in the description of this video if you want to check it out. Nintendo Life is reporting that Emily Rogers, which is a name a lot of Nintendo fans may have heard of, keep in mind, sometimes her information is not always 100% correct, but there are times she has gotten information right, such as the so-called that when the Switch was originally called the NX, that there would be detachable controllers, to the rumors of the Mario and Rabbids crossover, which later would turn out to be Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So this latest one she has pointed out is that claims that SNK has a new game in development for the Switch, with a possible reveal happening during the Direct. She later posted on the site Reset, RESETERA, again, links are in the description, basically saying that as for KOF, King of Fighters, XIV, pardon me if I don't understand Roman numerals and all that stuff, she wrote a comment made by another person who says, our own Emily Rogers lists an SNK as one of the Switch third parties to watch in 2018. No doubt they noticed Switch owners buying a metric or like tons of Neo Geo ROMs from Hamster and have decided to bring their own new stuff. I'm hoping for a King of Fighters or XIV, again, I don't understand Roman numerals, Samurai Showdown 7, and Metal Slug 8 myself. Would love to see Metal Slug 8 though. Given how well the Switch has been doing so far, I would be open to see SNK bring something over. In a perfect world, and again, this is my opinion, I would be open to Metal Slug 8, because I love that series, but at the same time, I would love them to do an all-new Metal Slug game in a Metroidvania style. I know that's wishful thinking, but I would like to see that. But if I had to take a guess what the most possible scenario could be, assuming SNK is developing a whole new game for the Nintendo Switch, I'm going to go out on a limb and say the most likely scenario is probably an all-new King of Fighters game. It could be a port of the last King of Fighters game that was released on the PS4, although I don't know if that was a time exclusive or whether or not Sony funded that game to make it exclusive just for the PS4, like we saw with Nintendo doing with Bayonetta 2 to be exact. So I don't know if it's either one of those, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility that it could be, and most likely be, maybe another entry into the King of Fighters game. So that could be very well possible. Another rumor that has come out regarding the possibility of what could be for the Switch, though, is the long rumor going around Grand Theft Auto 5. According to a post from GameRat.com, a Reddit user who supposedly has a history of being incorrect with his leaks, but has been right on a lot of things, ranging from LA Noire being announced for the Switch to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles DLC for Injustice 2. He is claiming, though, that GTA 5 is coming to the console, to not only that, to Nintendo system, but he also is saying that the Switch would receive a remaster port of Red Dead Redemption for the Nintendo Switch as well. The post also points out other games that he has mentioned. I won't read all of it though, but I'll have a link in the description of this video and you can check it out yourself. Let's see if I can find it. He's also pointing out that, see if I can look at that. He's also pointing out that the Switch will announce the Switch Virtual Console will not be like how it currently is known, and that there will be some kind of paid subscription. He points out Metroid Prime 4 would be handled by Bandai Namco and will have some present at the Direct though. There's a report of a new Animal Crossing. Pokemon 8 should get, supposedly he's claiming it's going to get covered as well. Mother 3 has a realistic chance of being released though. Not sure about that one. We've heard back and forth about that one. Not much about Fire Emblem 16, although I wouldn't be surprised if that does show up to the Direct, but I mean if it doesn't though, but then again they did announce that a whole new Fire Emblem game would be in development for 2018, so we might hear something about that. He points out that a new Wario game is in development for the 3DS. He says, quote, Killing Floor 2 is something he heard that it could be coming to the Switch. Blizzard is preparing Hearthstone, a port of Hearthstone. Injustice 2 port is in the work for the Nintendo Switch. He heard about Wonderful 101 on the Switch. Doesn't know if it's a port or sequel, but sounds like a port. There are reports that Nier Automata could be coming to the Switch as well. The new Dragon Quest game, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and then of course a Dark Souls remaster, and of course one which we'll talk about in part 3 is about the next Call of Duty though. Again, nothing to 100% confirm on any of this though, since there's no way to verify it, so take it with a grain of salt. And again, I have a link in the description and you could read it yourself and come to your official conclusion. As far as GTA 5 goes, I'm leaning towards, and again, I could be literally wrong on this, but I'm leaning towards it sounds like it does exist for the Nintendo Switch, and we will be seeing it at some point, maybe in 2018 though. I mean, it's possible that Rockstar may be looking at the sales numbers of what LA Noire did on the Switch last year, and they may be happy with the numbers though. I don't know 100% sure. I don't know how much the game costs to develop, especially with letting this port house handle it though. But if it's true that GTA 5 is coming to the Switch though, then it's possible that they must have been happy with LA Noire and they're still moving forward with this though. Red Dead Redemption Remastered, I would be open to that though, even though I would like to see Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm guessing that there is a possibility that that game may have been in development way before the Switch came out, and that if a Switch version were to happen, it's possible we probably won't hear anything about it till maybe next year. But again, I'm speculating on that one. I'm not 100% sure. But as far as GTA 5 goes, it's becoming more and more clear that it sounds like this game does exist, and we will be hearing about it soon though. Again, like I said, I'm just speculating. I'm not saying this is 100% factual, and I could be literally wrong on that. But overall, again, these rumors are interesting, but they're not always 100% correct, so you should always take them with a grain of salt. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see what happens if the January Direct happens, and see if any of this stuff comes out to be true or not, like we saw with the whole rumors with Soul Calibur 6, whether that was coming to the Switch or not, which later Bandai Namco said at the time that it's currently not coming, at least not yet though. That could change in the near future, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, we're going to take a bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll get to part 3 of our video and comments made by Nintendo regarding 2 developers that could be supporting the Switch a bit more in 2018. But we'll have to wait and see. But either way, we'll take a bit of a break, and we will be right back. Okay, and we are back with the third and final part of our My 2 Cent video for this week. And for this one, we're going to be taking a look at a recent comment made by Nintendo that just came out. Now, some of you may have not been aware of, the Switch has apparently did very well and has become one of the fastest selling consoles here in the US, even supposedly according to Nintendo, outselling the original Wii though. So I will say, if true, I say great for them. I'm glad the Switch is doing well. I've enjoyed playing it as well. But a comment along with that though has really caught some people's attention. So according to several different articles, and again, I'll have a link in the description, Nintendo made a comment regarding what Switch owners can look forward to. It says, quote, "This year, Nintendo Switch owners can look forward to Nintendo published games like Kirby Star Alliance, Bayonetta 2, and a new game starring Yoshi. Fans can also expect continued support from major publishers such as EA, Activision, Ubisoft, Capcom, Sega, and Bethesda, plus a growing catalog of quality content from indie developers." The thing that caught some people, not everyone's attention, has been basically, EA and Activision though. Bethesda's name on there is kind of interesting because we know that Wolfenstein 2 is supposed to come out in 2018, assuming there isn't any delay or anything. We just don't know when that is coming in. And the fact that Bethesda is still up there could indicate that despite some reports, especially according to what VG Charts put out about Doom on the Switch selling about 80,000 copies the first 2 days, and some people claiming it's doom and gloom, although I would like to point out that I treat VG Charts the same way I treat Rotten Tomato and Metacritic. They're not 100% perfect, but I'm not saying they should be ignored or anything. But depending on how high expectation they set for Doom though, obviously they're continuing to support the Nintendo Switch though. I'm pretty sure Skyrim sold well. So basically, hopefully we'll see more announcements from Bethesda in 2018. My fingers are crossed for a Fallout 4 to come there. But EA and Activision are kind of interesting because for the most part, EA and Activision has kind of kept quiet in terms of what they want to do with the Switch, mostly in 2017. Activision only released one game, Skylander, and that was it though, but it sounds more likely that they might support the Switch even further, with some rumors pointing to a Call of Duty game could be coming to the Nintendo Switch. Although we heard the same thing last year that Call of Duty World War II could come to the Switch. That did not happen, so we'll have to wait and see. And since the Switch is selling well, it's possible we could see a game from them, such as Call of Duty, such as the possibility that Overwatch could come, the possibility that Destiny could come, although that game have entered in a whole bunch of controversy with that one, or a new Skylander game. So it does remain to be seen what Activision will bring to the Nintendo Switch, if they're going to bring anything to the Nintendo Switch. EA, I think, might have a bit of a harder time to bring a game onto the Switch than Activision, okay? I'm not saying both companies have their share of criticisms before, though Activision does with the whole, you have to watch people open loot boxes in Call of Duty World War II, to what's been going on with Destiny 2. But EA, well, their reputation has been pretty bad, and last year was not great. With the situation with Mass Effect Andromeda, the closing of Visceral's games, and the whole debacle of a mess with Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I like to point out they created, combined with FIFA 18 being released on the Switch, with none of the content from the PS4 and Xbox One, to some of the graphical glitches and the game selling well. I'm just not sure about EA. I mean, right now they don't have the greatest of reputations, and I don't know if Nintendo fans are going to be willing to open their arms and their wallets to EA after some of the stuff EA has done in the past, though, from some of their anti-consumer practices to their push for games as a service, though, and some of the comments they made to Nintendo fans in the past, including, how rumor had it that they were not happy that Nintendo said no to EA Origins and decided they were only going to port only certain games over, how Mass Effect 3 Take Back the Earth Edition was released around the same time that Mass Effect Trilogy was released, the fact that some comments made by some developers, although I don't know how much of it's true or not, of saying they want to see Nintendo go third party, how they say they didn't think the Wii was a true system, only to later backtrack that comment after the Xbox One presentation was bad. And their so-called great partnership is releasing FIFA on the Wii and the 3DS with only a roster update, which is sort of become the butt of jokes to a lot of Nintendo fans. You can see why with FIFA, though. I know some will say because it's a casual game, they will bring in casual audiences, though, but I just feel that they've done a lot of damage to their reputation, and after what they pulled last year, I'm just not sure if I'm not sure if a lot of people are willing to open their arms to them, though. I could be wrong. I would like to see some of their games, and when they're not acting like a bunch of a-holes, they do produce some good games, like we saw with Dead Space 1 and 2, to the Mass Effect trilogy, though. But given that reputation that they have earned, I'm just not sure Nintendo fans will be willing to open their arms. I've seen a lot of comments of people really sticking it to EA, and quite frankly, they deserve it for what they pull. So, saying that we'll see some content from EA, though, yes and no. Obviously, they have one indie game, but outside of that, though, unless they have something out there that could really convince people to buy their games, though, I'm just not 100% sure. I could be wrong, and EA might actually put some quality products out here, but then again, this is EA we're talking about. This is the reputation they have earned as well. So I'm just not sure. But then again, I could be wrong. But overall, it's great that we're getting third-party support, though. I agree that Nintendo needs third-party support to not have run into one of the biggest flaws the Wii U had, which was the dreaded drought, though. But I'm a little iffy about with EA, though, and of course with Activision as well, but more on EA's side. But we'll have to wait and see how this year plays out, if EA actually puts true support to the Switch, or if this is just a one-time thing and then that's it. We'll never hear from them again, though. Personally, and any game from EA, I don't rush out to buy right away. I wait like a week or two before buying it, though. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see how it all turns out. Okay, this concludes this My 2 Cent video for this week. And again, these are my opinion. What are yours? What are your thoughts about that Amazon listing of 18 supposedly unannounced games for the Switch, though? Do you think they're onto something on this, or do you think it's most likely chances are it could be a typo, or they may have jumped the gun a bit, though? And what about the rumors that are coming out about the Nintendo Switch with the rumor of a January Direct, though? Do you think the rumors are true that SNK is working on a new game for the Switch, or do you think that's highly unlikely? Do you think the GTA 5 is going to be coming to the Switch? Do you think we'll hear it at the Direct, or do you think that's not going to happen? And what about what this person posted of what we could hear on the January Direct? Do you think he's spot on, or do you think he's off on a lot of the stuff he said? And what about the comments Nintendo made about Activision and, third parties in general, especially with Activision and EA, though? Do you think we'll see more games from them, or do you think, given their reputation, it's highly unlikely at all? Do you agree with what I said in this video? Do you disagree? Do you have a difference of opinions? As always, sound off on the comment section below. Let me know what you think. And I hope you hit that like button. I would appreciate it. And I hope you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, feel free to share this video if you want to. And feel free to donate to my channel if you like. You can do it through PayPal Me or Patreon. Links will be in the description of this video, though. And I will see you again next time when I do another video. Hopefully that'll be soon. Until then, from Southern California, I wish you all a good day then. Bye!